What's up, guys? Joshua Bates here today, and I'll be showing you guys how you can make something like this in Adobe Photoshop. So basically, what we have here is a photo. I put some textures on it, changed the colors of it, and added a sniper rifle scope, which looks pretty epic. So let's go ahead and open up Photoshop and get started. I made this tutorial quite a bit, like 2 times before, but I actually created the scope while I was doing the tutorial, and it ended up being like 30 minutes both times. So I'm just going to run through basically what you need to do to make this effect, and I'll let you guys do the rest, because this is quick tutorials and not long tutorials. So basically, had a photo of me right here. Right here. Just against a brick wall outside of my house. And then I made a background layer, just filled it with gray just so we could see everything we're doing, and put that below the original image, my image. And then I made my scope, and I overlaid a couple of textures on top of it. And then I saved it as a JPEG photo, and then I went into, brought it back into Photoshop, used some actions and color corrected it, that type of thing. So basically, I'll show you guys how you can make this scope. Essentially, all I had was a circle, and here I'll do this. I'll shut this off and make a new layer so you guys can see. I just grabbed the elliptical marquee tool, click the left mouse button and hold down shift to make a perfect circle. And then I'll move this where I want it, like right there, and then I'll hit Control-Shift-I to invert the selection, and then Control-D to fill it with black. And so that's basically, I'll delete that. That's how I made this, but I just gave it a little bit of a box blur. Go to Filter, Blur, Box Blur, just to make it a little bit more realistic. Then I copied that layer, and I just gave it a little bit of an inner shadow. Then I just grabbed the brush tool, get a small hard round brush, and paint with black. Hold down shift to make it straight, and that's what I did for these little lines. And then I took the rectangular marquee tool, and I just held down shift and dragged a bunch, and made a bunch of boxes, and then I deleted. So basically I just painted lines, and then I used the eraser tool or rectangular marquee tool to delete some sections from those. Then I used the polygonal lasso tool to just make a little arrowhead type of shape. Then I held down shift to make another shape, and then I just painted with black. That's how I did those, and then I copied and pasted that 3 more times, so it's symmetric. And then I added some little details around the edges, and that's pretty much it. That's how I made the scope, and once again I kept it all in one folder so I can move the entire scope around as needed. And then I grabbed some textures, and I set this texture style to overlay, and then I lowered the opacity of it, and I also gave it a slight box blur because it's supposed to be a texture on the scope of the rifle. Then I added another texture, did the same thing, and that's it. That's how you do it. And then I saved this as a JPEG. Save changes, no. And then I loaded up my JPEG in Photoshop, and there we go, pretty cool effect. And then I went to my Photoshop actions, or I'll just do this manually right now. And let's see, let's do Control-J to duplicate my background layer, call this color layer. And then I will do Control-B to open up my color balance. And I'm just going to drag my sliders over to the blue channel. Then I'll go up to highlights and drag the yellow a bit of the opposite way. So I went from that to that. That's pretty cool, but too colorful. So we'll do Control-H to open, or wait, no, it's Control-U to open up hue and saturation. we'll drag the saturation down. So it went from that to that. So, if I back up all the way, you can see we had this effect, and then I did some color balance, some hue and saturation, and I got that. So from that to that. And we could even add a little bit of contrast. Maybe take down the brightness a notch. From that to that. There we go. So that's how to create this effect in Photoshop, guys. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did enjoy it and you want some more like it, go ahead and hit the sub button, because I make more tutorials like this one for Photoshop, After Effects, and a couple other programs every once in a while. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.